Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Georgie and I'm so happy to have you here. Welcome to day 8 of Wellmas, your wellbeing advent calendar of tips and techniques to help get you through the festive period. So today we are talking about gratitude. So the attitude of gratitude is something that we talk a lot about in the wellbeing space, and there is good reason for it. So let's dive in. So firstly and fundamentally, it changes your outlook. So by consciously taking time to look at the things that you're grateful for and that you have and that you appreciate, you then start to, by default, notice these things more. And then you just become living in a state of appreciation as opposed to a state of feeling where you're focusing perhaps on the negative or the things that have gone wrong. If you're able to change your mindset where you're able to look at a situation and see the benefits of it, even if it is a situation that's gone wrong or that you're not happy with, the way that it has gone right for you, the things that you do have, even if you are in a situation where perhaps you don't have as much as you would like, then it's just then gonna lead on to the next thing. Long term, it has shown that it can help with depression. Obviously, depression can be really debilitating. So if we can help prevent feelings of depression by just keeping a more positive mindset about things and trying to focus on the good in things, then that's obviously really beneficial. It's supposed to activate the same neurons and the same neural network as socializing and pleasure does. And these areas of the brain that are associated with socializing and pleasure are also associated with and are linked to areas of the brain that deal with emotion regulation. So if we're able to stimulate that quite frequently through writing down ways in which we are grateful, or at least consciously coming to ways that we are grateful, then we are stimulating the same part of the brain, which is obviously just going to make us feel better. So ways to practice are journaling. Quite often people will have a journal, and sometimes in the beginning of the day thinking of some things that you're grateful for. Or what is quite helpful is that sometimes when you practice gratitude, you can get quite vague. You can be quite, I'm grateful for my health, I'm grateful for my friends and family, and that's great, and it's a great place to start from. But as we go along with our gratitude practice, one of the things that we will benefit from is getting really specific. So, I'm really grateful for the hug that I got from my sister, because I was feeling a bit rubbish and it was just a really nice hug. Or I'm really grateful to the person that let me out in the traffic because I was running late and I was really stressed and they didn't have to let me go in front of them, but they did. Do you know what I mean? It's looking at really specific things that have helped or that you are grateful for, so that when they happen, and it's true, it does work. It works for me now. I'm like, thank you, because little things mean a lot, because you start to notice the little things more and more. Another way that I saw when I was researching this video that someone did, and I might try it this year just as a thing to give it a go, and that is once a day writing something that you're grateful for that day on a piece of paper and pop it in a jar. So at the end of the year, you've got 365, 66 on a leap year ways in which you are grateful, and it's just some things that you can look back on through the year of some good things. So I think that's a really lovely idea. Another way is, not everyone journals. I'm really bad at keeping up with habits. I'm not gonna lie, it is what it is. And I go through cycles of being really good at having a journal and writing down my thoughts and feelings and being quite organised. And then sometimes I stop for a few weeks and then I have to pick it back up again. So not everyone is a journaler, basically, is what I'm getting to. So one of the things you can do is just consciously express your gratitude. So when someone does something nice for you, so when your other half makes you a cup of tea, instead of just being like, cheers, if you even acknowledge it, being like, thank you, like, really appreciate that, and just acknowledging the small things through the day. So, you know, for example, like I say, when you're driving and somebody lets you out in front of them in the traffic, you know, instead of just pulling out and being like, oh, you know, you should let me out, I've been queuing for ages, being like, thank you, really appreciate it, you know, holding your hand. Do you know what I mean? Another way is to try to come up with fixed moments. So, for example, before you eat, you know, really just taking a moment to be grateful for the food that's in front of you. You know, all of these little, you know, so it's kind of like a ritual of gratitude, and you know, that will again help foster a good habit, which will then bleed naturally into other areas of your life, other areas of your day. So that kind of goes with taking time to notice things around you. So when I did my walking video for day one, I said, you know, going out in nature, you can really stop and appreciate the beauty of things. So perhaps trying to find some times in your day where you can stop and be like, okay, I'm going to appreciate this, or okay, that's beautiful, or that smells nice, or it's just looking for things to be thankful for. And yeah, that brings me to the last one. It's just being grateful for the little things, the small gestures, the, you know, not gratitude doesn't have to be these big things. Gratitude can be really, really small things, but also gratitude spreads. You know what it's like when you're driving and you let someone in front of, I keep coming back to driving, I don't know why, but even you're driving and you let someone out in front of you and they don't say thank you, you're a bit like, okay, or at least I am a bit like. When someone says thank you, when someone, you know, holds their hand up to say thank you, you're like, yeah, fair dues. You know, spread the love. You know, if someone does something nice for you, make the effort, even if it is a small thing like making you a cup of tea. You know, take the effort to say thank you. So that person, not only do you feel more grateful, not only do you get some feel-good chemicals from doing that, but you're helping that person feel good for doing something, even if it is small, but doing something nice. You know, feelings of achievement release dopamine, which we'll get into. I think we actually might have covered that. As we discussed in the last video, feelings of achievement help release dopamine. So when you say to somebody, thank you for making me a cup of tea, they're going, oh yeah, and they're getting a flood of a feel-good hormone as well. So if we're all saying thank you to each other, then you're feeling good and you're noticing the small things and feeling better in yourself. You're also making other people feel good because they're getting a sense of achievement and they're getting a little dopamine hit. I mean, how brilliant is that? So hopefully that's helped and given you something to think about. I'm sure a lot of you already practice gratitude, but it's just making a bit of conscious effort with it so that it then becomes an unconscious habit. Okay, I've waffled a lot in this one. I apologise. I might pop some questions just to finish with that might help just give you a little bit of a kickstart. Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow.